is the one who pushed me this far. I thank him so much where he is. He gave me this challenge to be the most valuable player this season. Before the season began, he told me that I can do it. I pushed for it, and I just think he's the one who gave me the target. I thank him so much. It's a motivation to me as a player, because it shows that I've been doing great work, and I'm so thankful once again to anyone who supported me to get this award.
And of course, that's the most valuable player, Kenyan Premier League 2023-2024 season. He's none other than Austin Odhiambo, Gor Mahia's midfield anchorman. Is here.
If people had the kind of swag in the tone that Swila expressed when saying that, you understand why I'm laughing.
He's home.
He's home. And congrats to Austin. You see, Austin has a very funny story. Just within this year, we had quite some strong language used by the head coach Harambee Stars, Engin Firat, against him. At the time he was being dropped from the squad. Quite a roller coaster now in the national team, because he was dropped, recalled, and the coach was saying the boy is not disciplined. On the other side of it, Jonathan McKinstry, the immediate former Gor Mahia coach, was saying that he's a boy with a quality of becoming the MVP for sure. He has been vindicated. Now, the issue is, and I congratulate Odhiambo, is most of the times we have seen Kogalo players, the moment they hit their peak at that age,
they leave.
They leave.
They leave, yeah, sure.
That's the story of Eric Bashir.
It should be like that.
That has been the story of Michael Olunga. And I'm asking, this so talented Odhiambo, very creative, then are we going to see him moving? Because this should be the best time for him
to make a move.
Shitera, really quicker.
And earn from his football.
He's on the move.
He's on the move?
He's on the move.
Real quick.
Yeah.
The problem we have with the Kenyan Premier League, I insist, is talent identification early enough. Because you look at what's happening in Europe. At 21, you're already a global star. Mbappe won the World Cup at 19. We are seeing Lamine shining for Spain at 16.
Nico Williams.
The problem is, by the time our players are hitting top level, they're probably 26, 27. That's late, actually, to break into Europe. Actually, for you to break in Europe as an African, you need to go there as a teenager.
Not forgetting Cole Palmer. Now, we really had a very heated discussion with Isia. And in as much as I support, and Zita, in as much as I support Engin Firat and give him time to rebuild a team that will conquer Africa and most probably the world, I think he's missing a point somewhere. When you drop such a talented player in the name of Austin Odhiambo, when you drop a talented player in the name of Benson Omala, then you are doing an injustice to Kenya. And I made reference to a coach who really had so much confidence in the young generation, the Gen Zs of that time.
For the record, he was recalled after the big drop.
Okay, he was recalled does not make sense. The sense is, I called you on my first thought.
Absolutely.
And that is why I gave the example of the late Reinhard Fabisch. He called a very young team in 1996.
Build them and gave them confidence.
Build them, gave them confidence, and went on to terrorize teams like Nigeria, the then Amokachis, Munikes. Now, it is the same Fabisch, and the discussion we had with Isia, who called up Oliech at 17.
Absolutely.
Oliech became a sensational at 17, and he was poached. He was poached in Europe at 19.
Absolutely.
So you're bringing up a very important point. Let us have trust in our young players.
And actually,
Master, I want you to tackle this real quick before you go to Zita.
Actually, one of the reasons why most of the footballers cheat on their age is because their talent identification is done much later.
And that's a whole Pandora box in
exactly
school games.
Exactly.
But also, can you also tackle the fact that Gor Mahia swept the deck? All the awards, Coach of the Year, MVP, Golden Boot, Golden Glove. What does that tell you probably in terms of quality and the competition?
It's the level.
Gor are heading to CAF, remember, but they didn't just do well in Sekafa club.
Sure, I think the level of football among the other clubs, the competitors for Gor, they are much lower. And that's why you see when it comes to this kind of awards, Gor are dominating. But again, okay, congratulations to them. But I wanted to see the nominees earlier so that we know each category who are nominated for those categories. Yeah, and like on this Gala award, people are just being, the names are just being thrown on the floor.
Actually, we had nominees in each category, but first, let's cross over to the scoreboard where Ziti Jimoy wants to break it down for us.
Yes, the award were both for Women Premier League and again the FKF Premier League, that is both ladies and men. I'll start with the most valuable player of the season, and in the Women Premier League was Lydia Ozil Akoth. If they give you the name Ozil, you know you're very smart in football. And then he's from Kenya, she's from Kenya Police, Bullet. And then the most valuable player of the season in the men's league, we had Austin Odhiambo from Gor Mahia. That was expected because he had 11 goals and he plays as the number 10, that is a midfielder. And the Golden Gloves award in the Women Premier League, we had 2 of them, which means they had the same clean sheets, that is Judith Osimbo from Ulinzi Stars and Sophie Akinyi from Vihiga Queens. And then we have FKF Premier League, that is in the men category, we had Kevin Omondi from Gor Mahia. And then the next award, that is a Coach of the Year award. Of course, in the Women Premier League, we had Beldin Odemba from Kenya Police Bullets. He just won the league unbeaten, actually, just won the league with Kenya Police unbeaten. The first time Kenya Police has participated in the Women Premier League and they won the league unbeaten. And now he's again leading the highway into the national team, national games. And then in the men Premier League, that is Jonathan McKinstry, that from Gor Mahia, former Gor Mahia FC coach. And then in the other category, that is a Premier League Fair Play Team of the Season. In the Women Premier League, that was Vihiga Queens. They were the former champions. And then in the Men's League, we had Shabana FC. Hawa ni watu ambayo waliponea tundu kubaki kwa ligi, because at the end of it they were in hapo tu mahali pa kwenda relegation, but again they were the fair player team of the week. And then referee of the year, we had in the women, we had Josephine Wanjiku, and then man, we had Dickens Mimisa. Dickens Mimisa. And then in another category, we had the FKF Presidential Award. This presidential award was given to who? To Mildred Cheche after leading the under-17 women team to the World Cup. The World Cup will be happening in October, that is in the mid-October in Dominican Republic. I hope most of people will go there to support the team. And the social media manager of the year, in the Women Premier League, we had Vihiga Queens, and in the Men League, we had Tusker FC. If you go to the Tusker FC, we will see even the transfer window, you will see they have a book about their team. So hii hapana banta, hii ni ile you do things professionally. So in the next category, I think we finished all the category as there. You can see most of the Gor Mahia team and Gor Mahia coach and Gor Mahia valuable player of the team. I think we had the Golden Boot, and that is Benson Omala won that with the 19 goals, and he's from Gor Mahia. So Gor Mahia dominated these. My question is to the other teams that are participating. I think they are just participating in the league. What are you going to give us this season? That is a question to you. Where are you going? Are you going to compete against Gor Mahia? Are you going to give us the award? You're going to be the champions. So that is one thing that you need to go and study in your teams. Back to you, Sila.
Thank you, Ziti. But before I let you go, I was at this gala, and your club chairman, that's Leopards, boss Dan Shikanda, said, next year we are winning the title. Zita, this is a promise you've been making year in, year out with no success. What do you make of that? Can they nail it next time?
I think for me, what is the ailing FC Leopards? It's the smoothness of the team, because you can see in every season coming in, coming out, they sign more of 13 players. Like a new team comes in every season, but that cannot happen if you want to have a gelling team that will start a season, and that's why they always start a season very bad. Of course, the chairman always say that to give kupea my fans, because they have a very good fan base, kuwapea moyo. But again, if this season they remain with the players they had last season, just to do one or two signing here and there, they will go far.
Okay, they will go far, not win. Dan Shikanda, you hear that, so we'll be putting you to task over that pledge. And today, to the question of the day, we're asking you, who of our star athletes do you think will win us gold medal in Paris 2024? Whom do you think will win Kenya gold medals at the Paris 2024 Games? You can text us 22422, hashtag Sporty Monday, at Citizen TV Kenya, at Isaac Swila, at ZTG Boy, at Jacob Isia, at Steve Shitera. And we will be sampling your feedback shortly or at the tail end of this program. Before we take a short break, maybe Shitera, just 5 seconds, don't go overboard. The question of leopards.
Leopards, I think the chairman has overpromised year in, year out, and I think it is time for him to settle down and put what he has been telling AFC Leopards fans into action. Since the day he came into office, he has been saying, season yetu. Probably I will equate him to Arsenal.
Bandari, probably a giant not punching equal to their weight, season in, season out. What can they do in this transfer window?
Allow me to comment and say that I'm being reminded here that we are not saying that police did well also. Beldino Demba and her team, they also had their show in that gala. Allow me to comment and say that without fear, that if the coach is going to be Thomas Tuchel, I'm not saying that changes keep on happening all the time. I have no confidence in him. And I've seen how he manages the team. Hiyo nasema bila uoga Tuchel kuna vile. That is about the AFC Leopards. About Bandari, it agonizes me when I look at the financial muscle they have vis-a-vis what they give us at the end of the day. These are teams that should be giving Kogalo and the rest a run for their money.
For their money.
It never happens. Already, we have a change in the technical bench. We have now Kenneth Diambo has come as the head coach. Baraza will be assisting him. But now the question is, look at the quality of signings they have. Their best player who has featured for Harambee recently has left, Asad Abdada. Now it means, with the kind of names I've seen, we're just going to have very average players. So if you want to compete at the top level, you must invest in a quality squad. The difference between Kogalo and some of these other teams in the league.
Master, before we go for a break in 10 seconds, what must Gor address as they go continentally?
I think the most important part of it, they have to maintain most of their top players. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the Austin will definitely leave the club. It's the right time for him to leave and go look for professional football abroad.
You mean Gor Mahia is not professional?
He's a semi-professional.
There's something Master said,
yes.
and you guys didn't get it right.
Yeah,
I think, you know, Master was talking about the nominees. There's something he was saying.
Exactly.
You see, globally, we always know nominees of different competitions way early. You understand? Way early. I'm not taking anything from because this Gala was coming back after many years, you know, without anything to show. But for sure, if you want people, give people a debate even before the Gala itself. You understand?
But
create a debate
with or without the list, I think the name.
Job well done. Yeah,
we agree on that.
We agree. But you see, their quality, their normal standards. You understand? That because you don't want an event that is going to come and within one day it fades. But you want a discussion 2 weeks before. You understand?
Just something that I just want to add in this team that, you know, they need to step up on the competing against Gor Mahia. For now, I think Gor Mahia has done, is it 1 or 2 signings? They still have the team they had one.
Omija is back.
Season. Yeah, Omija is back, and they are doing classy signings, and that is
not
of course they're going
like
to play in the
CAF
competition. But again, see Tusker, the team that you thought that is going to compete against what Gor Mahia, they released 11 players, so they have to bring again another more players to start from scratch.
Absolutely.
Sing about all these teams, sing about what even Shabana doing very good signings. They're taking players even from Bandari. Bandari again are going back to signing players, knowing that they had a very good team last season, and then you sign another new team that you start from scratch. Gor Mahia only do 1 or 2 signings.
Absolutely. Get your houses in order. You can't fire an entire squad and again hire an entirely new squad. Consistency is key at this point. Before we take the break, we are asking you, whom do you think will win Kenya Gold in Paris 2024? Is it Helen Obiri, Faith Kipyegon, Fadi Omanyala? Talk to us, 22422. That's the SMS line, and of course, hashtag Sporty Monday. We will be sampling some of them at the tail end of this program. Of course, when we return, we tell you about these FKF elections. Will it take place or not? We also cross over to Bonn, Germany, where Jacob Safari will be giving us his prognosis regarding the Bundesliga transfer market. See you shortly.